What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and let's dive straight into things. So we had quite an aggressive down day today, completely blowing through the weekly consequent encroachment that I wanted to see us trade through, completely blowing past this orange level I wanted to see us trade through, and completely breaking through the breaker which I wanted to see us trade to. So when we have all of these kind of moves happening very aggressively like this, it kind of leans to one thing. Now, I'm not one to chase price. I do hate chasing price, but the fact that we're closing today below the breaker, and this is a 4-hour breaker, as in I've delineated specifically the last up close, which was right here, this candle, and I spoke about this earlier. If you've been watching me, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the fact that we've traded through it, closed below it on the 4-hour, came back into it, and look at how we're treating the 50% level. I'm gonna mark this out like so. You can see the 50% level right there. Look at how we're respecting that. The way I'm looking at price now is that, as far as I'm concerned, generally speaking, I want to see us continue down lower. We might consolidate a little bit, whatever. But generally speaking, now that we're below this breaker, I want to see it act like a bearish order block, basically. Meaning that I don't want to see price rally back above this 50% level. And I'd like to think that price is going to continue to roll over, moving into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to the downside. Now, don't get me wrong, whether it's going to take out this low by the end of the week, I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't anticipating such aggressive movement to the downside today. So that's something to take into account. But also another thing to take into account is that there was more news, I think, in the morning getting released and stuff. There's a lot's been going on, is what I'm saying, which is helping move price quite significantly. But nonetheless, this 50% level I'm paying very close attention to into the new day. Now, we have our daily dividers here, here, and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out this midpoint, and as far as I'm concerned, so long as price stays below this red level, I'm happy to remain bearish on dollar. And like I said, I don't like chasing price, but right now it feels like I'm chasing price, which is really unfortunate. But you know, when you have displacement this aggressively, and when you close so aggressively below the breaker and you return to it and leave, like, I'm expecting price just to roll over into the sell side. Let's drop down to the 15-minute. You can see prices rallied up above these highs, and now it's traded back into this bearish order block, and it's all being very respectful as of now. And I don't want to talk too much because, you know, there's still time left in the day, and obviously we have the Asian range, but as far as I'm concerned, price has been very respectful in general. So it'd be nice to see a price can, you know, roll over nicely into the south side. So any kind of rallying tomorrow, I don't want to see us go above this red level, and I'll be looking for any setups in London that could potentially allow us to then dig deeper as we move into Wednesday and Thursday of this week. But yeah, very interesting day, crazy aggression. You even got the little rally into the Asian range, very classic price action here, and I'll show you something. If we go to the Asian range, which starts at 7 p.m, my bad. Oh, I don't even know why the time skipped there. But nonetheless, I'm looking at this range between this high and this low. And if we split that range up, you'll see how price tapped beautifully into the 50% level. You can't make this stuff up, guys. This is classic price action, where you have an Asian range, and then during London or just before London, price will tap into the 50% level and leave it, and then trade all of London down to the south side, continuation. And like I said, now we've created this range that we're pulling back into. But as far as I'm concerned, like I said, price should be able to comfortably just roll over down lower into Wednesday. But yeah, very interesting week. I'm very much enjoying it, and do join the Discord, guys. Some people seem to be performing pretty well on the back of this, which is interesting. And like I said, I do hate chasing price, but when the price wants to do things like this, there's only so much you can do. And yeah, I'm expecting more consolidation, but generally speaking, I want to see us roll deeper and start thinking about these lows to get ran as we enter into Wednesday. So let's go on to GBP USD. We'll start on the daily as well. And you see, obviously, we rallied aggressively through the breaker again, which I spoke about. I came back to the south side of it, but nonetheless, I obviously, if we're expecting dollar to roll on deeper into the south side, then we want to see if pound can stretch a little bit further into the buy side. Now, I do have a lot of things on my chart, guys, so apologies for that. I think I'll clear them out tomorrow. In tomorrow's video, I'll clear the charts. But nonetheless, let's get the daily dividers up. So we had the midnight, and the Thursday right here. Drop down. Sorry, we ran out these stops, traded into a rejection block level right here. We haven't quite taken out these highs yet, which is interesting. Just shy off it. But like I said, moving to the rest of the week, it'll be interesting to see if price can carry on into the buy side and run the stops. But again, I don't like chasing price, which makes this week very difficult. because I don't want to say, oh, I'm long now because price has expanded to the upside. Oh, now I'm short because price has expanded to the short side. We shouldn't be moving to price like that. We should know where our draws on liquidity is. It's just that when you have aggressive moves like that, it makes it pretty difficult. I haven't had difficult conditions like this in a while, seen conditions like this in a while. And we also need to be conscious that, remember, at the beginning of the week, I still wanted, like, overall I'm bearish, as in looking for the sell side. It's just that we've had a massive day. So even on dollar, as much as I want to see us drop a bit lower, we can appreciate that we've traded down into a bearish fair value gap, as in a discount fair value gap, and we are still in that. Meaning that price still has potential to simply, I'm using like boundaries here. Although I'm saying that if we stay below here, I want to see a shade lower. We have this fair value gap from the weekly, whereas price very well may just find support at the bottom of it. I don't know, like, these conditions are crazy. So just be noticeable of that if we do find ourselves down here, that price might find support on the back of it and then want to trade back higher later in the week and pull back into the range and maybe fill the range. That is very much possible, so I will be keeping an eye out. So if I find that price is finding support at the low of this weekly fair value gap, which I just drew our attention to, then we can potentially start thinking about longs, and this is what we call engineered liquidity. However, if we break through that, then obviously I'm looking for these lows. It's just, difficult conditions. Same thing on GBP pretty much. Like, we have to remember our bias was bullish. So just because prices dropped lower today doesn't mean we should be thinking, our bias was bearish. Just because we traded higher doesn't mean we should be automatically thinking, oh, the price is going higher. We still have sell side liquidity stops below here, and although we've traded very close to this high, we failed to take out this high. So we can look at things like this that should indicate to us, like, okay, if we're failing to take out the high, why is that? Let's go on dollar. You'll see that dollar took out the same low. So obviously dollar's a little bit weaker. And what did euro do? Euro also took out the same high. So there is strength in these pairs, but still, we might find that if price is going to continue to the downside, GBP is going to be the one to trade because of how weak it is. So again, there's got to be limits we've got to give ourselves. If you watched yesterday's video, you'll know I had this blue level marked out. I wanted to see that get respected. Obviously not. We ran. But we traded into this rejection block level right from over here, which was all the way from Tuesday last week, I believe, yes. Traded into that, left it still quite abruptly. So looking at pound, it does seem to be honest, looking at pound, it looks too weak to even run this, just because of the failure swing. And we do have high impact news. Now, depending on where price is at 2 a.m., we might find that, price pulls right back into its range because of how weak pound is. But guys, I'm struggling, so don't be kicking yourselves if you're not 100% sure. But it's going to be interesting to see where pound. But I find it fascinating how we are. Look at how price just tapped into that blue level I originally spoke about. So that although we ran it and failed to swing higher, we might find that price expands aggressively lower, assuming dollar does want to continue to trade into that, back into the range. And this is very classic when price does this, as in it creates a large gap, or this downside delivery. It needs to fill it back, especially if it's bullish. It will seek to do it quickly, and we'll see that tomorrow if it wants to deliver, as in this will be respected, and we will seek to fill these large gaps that we've created. Same thing on GBP. But obviously in the inverse, we've obviously created this large gap to the upside, but we've already filled it, as in we've traded down below it. We're finding divergence here, levels of divergence, which is going to be very indicative. So that news announcement that we have tomorrow on pound should be very telling for the rest of the pairs and potentially the rest of the rest of the currencies as to what we're trying to do. Because seeing this kind of consolidation, I doubt price is going to want to come back up there. I doubt it even has the energy to do so. Like, the fact it just failed to take out any high and just came back lower, it might very well still be hunting for our original sell stops all the way in this discount. It might not do it this week, but my draw, remember, original draw is still down here. Also, think about Sunday opening price. Where's Sunday opening price? Right here. If we just imagine, well, we might as well draw it out. We're here. Sunday opening price, we're above it. There's no reason we don't want to attack it. This is classic price action. I talk about this every week, guys. Wednesday. We love to attack the Sunday opening price on a Wednesday. This could be perfect reasoning for it, assuming that we do want to pull back into the range on dollar. But I don't know. This is crazy. And like I said, I don't want to chase price. So as much as I just said, I want to see dollar roll over, now I'm deep in it and looking at it. I'm thinking maybe not so much. It'll be nice to see if we can get back into the range, which seems ambitious given the conditions. Let's finish up on euro anyway, guys. This is absolutely insane. Let's go to the weekly. You'll see the strength in euro. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the charts for tomorrow's video. I'm going to come back with some more juicy analysis. So make sure you have post notifications turned right on. Aggressive trade to the upside. Again, running through the fair value gap, completely disregarding it. It doesn't give a poo. It doesn't give a poo about the fair value gap. Let's go to the daily. I want to see if we can drop back. Obviously, you know, if we do want to pull back into the range, I want to see it drop through the fair value gap and use it as a sell side liquidity, like fair value gap, basically. Use it as a bearish fair value gap. Again, ambitious. I'm looking at this large daily wick. I'm looking at the 25% level specifically. If we're bearish, if we're going to rally, okay, hear me. If we are bearish, if we are bearish, when we rally, if at all, it should stop at the 25% level. I'll say that again. If we're bearish, when we rally, if at all, it should stop at the 25% level. Obviously, 50% level it can do, but 50% level will be very, very telling. As if we get there and we see a change in state, we see some kind of reversal on the low time frames, maybe the 15 minute, and stuff. That's when you gotta start thinking, okay, it's likely we probably will pull back into the range and start trying to seeking to fill all of this for the rest of the week, which will be a really nice setup. So, as much as we've rallied, as much as it's ran out stops, let's not be too quick to judge. You know. There's going to be a lot of people selling into this as well. That's another thing to think. There's going to be a lot of retail selling into this. It might very, like I said, we've got 50% level and 25% level. We might very well rally up there again just to confuse people and then drag people down. I don't know. But my point is we just need to be wary of that depending on how dollar wants to behave, because I do think it's very possible that this is simply just manipulation. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, guys. Honestly, much appreciated. Don't forget to join the Discord, join the mailing list, drop a comment, smash the like, and do subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Honestly, I find it interesting to see what you guys think. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you guys think, because genuinely, conditions like this, I'm struggling in. So it is what it is. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.